Big Huff Daddy here, doing a deep dive into the Golden State Warriors. Will Draymond Green get tossed out of Game 3 in Boston? A lot of talk has been going on about Draymond, just being Draymond these last couple days. After that Game 2, he caught that tech early, and then there was the incident with him and Jaylen Brown. They just kind of got tangled up with each other. They went to the ground. Draymond's feet, kind of got up in the air, pulling on Jaylen Brown a little bit. They went and reviewed that play, and the refs gave it a no call. I believe that the refs, they did the right thing in that play. To me, I believe they did the right thing. With no call, no text, no double tech. Draymond just out there being Draymond, and just looking into the way the Golden State Warriors are structured. Draymond really, he just has to be Draymond for that team to really perform how that team performs. He's that ignition. He gets people going. He's that irritant under the skin, and are the refs going to be looking a little bit harder at Draymond? Will they be a little bit faster on the whistle for Draymond? Did that meeting the refs have, will that affect Draymond's play any? But he just out there doing his thing, man. Just being Draymond, being that irritant, really just getting into it with everybody, all the players. Doesn't matter, you're a starter, you're on the bench, if you're a coach. Draymond, man, he's just getting into it with everybody, and that's just what he does. And will he get tossed out of this game in Boston? I'm hearing a lot of things like, Boston is just gonna try to get a double tech on him real quick, and just try to get him out of there. They're trying to meet fire with fire, maybe. And I'm really not sure. That's just not how Boston really plays. Boston's really like they're really smooth, like level-headed team. They don't really get too hype or too low. You see that with Brown. You see that with Tatum, and even with like Williams, both the Williams, Robert Williams, Grant Williams. These guys are real level-headed. They don't get too high. They don't get too low. So for them to really kind of try to pull a Draymond, or just get somebody in there to really like bark at Draymond when he's getting in there, or just get somebody in his face. Really, I see like Marcus Smart doing that, or Horford, but these guys they're too important for that team. Horford, he's big, he can stretch the floor. Smart, defender of the year, their best defender. And they need him to kind of at least try to slow down Curry. They're going to do what Curry's going to do what he's going to do, man. But just like the way this team's structured, with Draymond being the igniter, being that little fire under the seat, if you will. Other than that, he's really good at getting them boards, pushing the tempo, and getting those assists. Man, he's really good at setting that plays up. The way Golden State, with the structure of the team, they're really like a really good team. They pass the ball around, good movement, and they really need him to be out there on the floor to set up for Steph. Like, you can even see there's times where Draymond he'll set 2-3 screens just to where Steph will be right behind Draymond with them screens, and get that airspace, man. He goes like past the scoreboard. Draymond just out there getting people open. Even like the hockey assists, like the assists before the assists. That's kind of how the Golden State plays. They run these actions where it's like 2, 3, 4 passes, easy bucket, and they really need Draymond out there. They can't have him just being too much of Draymond, man. He can get a little crazy, man. I'm not gonna lie. Um, the Boston fans, though, I think that's gonna be a little bit of a factor, cause man, the Boston fans, they get nuts. Out of anybody, I can't really think of another fan base that just as crazy as the Boston Celtic fans, man. And when they're at home, it's a different animal. And Boston Celtics really haven't had the best home record throughout the playoffs, but still, man, it's a little bit of an edge. You come in there and you're playing in Boston, and it's gonna be rough. And if anybody could get under the skin, I really do believe the Boston fans might be able to get under the skin of Draymond just a little bit. Um, as far as the refs, um, I would really like to see how they're gonna play this. Draymond's been talking a lot about the refs and kind of how he plays the refs. He gets that one tech early, then he can kind of do what he wants to do. Um, so we'll kind of see how that factors in. I really believe these Boston fans, they are gonna be into it, man. I believe there's gonna be some nice "We love you, Draymond" trance, and man, Boston. I'm really trying to see like who gets loud like Boston fans, man. Somebody comment, give me I think like maybe in football, like Seattle gets kind of crazy for the football. I don't really watch baseball or hockey too much. Um, but man, the Boston fans, I'm still just trying to think off the top of my head. Maybe like the that New York crowd definitely. They get a little bit, they get a little crazy. Yeah, the Knicks. I would say the Knicks. The New York crowd gets a little nuts. So Draymond, he does have a few more technicals left, tech fouls left before he gets to automatic suspension. And just like, is Boston gonna? Are they gonna send a hitter out there to get Draymond a little crazy to to get him just mouthy, and if somebody just gotta get in his face and just push him over the edge, man. Because if they get a few more technicals, if he gets two this next game and another one in the next game, he could be suspended game 5 or 6, and um, we could see a repeat of how when Braun threw him to the ground and then he got suspended. So, and that probably cost the Warriors really that series in a chip in a ring, just because how important Draymond is, past him being that little fire, man. They're really they're a team, and they run these actions. There's a lot of movement, a lot of ball movement, and the way Draymond pushes that ball down the floor, they really need him. And so that's really my notes that I have right there. The ref's going to be looking harder at him. Did they discuss him during the meeting? Those Boston fans, are they going to get under his skin a little bit? Is the Boston players just going to meet that fire with the fire? Are they going to get into it? Like when he starts mouthing off, are they going to start mouthing off more? You talked about those texts and getting the suspension. And I talked about him getting into it with everybody, man. Everybody, starters, somebody coming off the bench, coaches included, man. This guy, he's an irritant, man, and he's doing his job. He got Golden State tied up coming into Boston, and that game's tonight. I got these quick picks. I got the quick pick for tonight's game coming out later on tonight. I'll go ahead and get that one done. Do a little quick pick for tonight game. Game 3, Golden State and Boston, NBA Finals, HD ENT coverage. Like, subscribe. We in full effect.